Okay, so what does a rainforest have in common with a boardroom? I know it sounds like the start of a terrible joke, but the answer is actually pretty profound. Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful connection: how human diversity and animal biodiversity are, believe it or not, part of the exact same fight for a truly sustainable business.
If you pick up pretty much any corporate ESG report, you'll almost always see this split. Human diversity stuff is over here in one column, and environmental goals, they're way over another. It's like people and the planet are treated as two totally separate issues. But what if that very separation is what's holding us all back?
The source material for this explainer basically argues that this separation is a dangerous illusion. Both of these concepts are telling the exact same story. When variety disappears, it doesn't matter if it's a species in a forest or a unique point of view in a meeting, it happens quietly. And as this quote warns us, that silence is the sound of a very, very high price that you're going to have to pay later on. So, how do we bridge this gap? Well, the key, really, is to stop thinking of your company as some kind of machine and to start seeing it for what it is: a living, breathing ecosystem. I mean, the parallel here is just striking, isn't it? In nature, a forest that has only one type of tree is incredibly fragile. It can be totally wiped out by a single disease. Well, in business, the exact same thing is true for a team where everyone thinks the same, talks the same, and comes from the same background. This kind of homogeneity creates a really rigid culture that just can't adapt when the market shifts or a crisis hits. And here's the crucial point. It might feel comfortable to be surrounded by people who think and act just like you do, but that comfort, it's a direct threat to your sustainability. It stifles growth because nobody's there to challenge the status quo. It hinders innovation because you're just pulling from the same tiny pool of ideas over and over again. And eventually, it damages your brand because, let's be honest, top talent doesn't want to join an army of clones. Okay, so if a team of clones is just a fragile monoculture, what's the alternative? Well, the answer lies in looking at our teams through this really cool, intuitive lens of the animal kingdom, what we could call the corporate menagerie. And this brings us to the core idea from our source, the French organization Love Responsible. It's so simple, but so profound. What if we use the diversity of the animal world to better see and appreciate the diversity of our human teams? The question becomes, if your colleague were an animal, what unique value would they bring to the table? So let's play this out. We can start with the obvious one, the lion. This is your charismatic leader, right? The driving force who just inspires the team with incredible energy and vision. Every healthy ecosystem definitely needs one. But you also absolutely need the meerkat. This is the quiet, watchful profile. This is the person who might not be the loudest in the room, but they see all the crucial details that everyone else misses. They are the guardians who ensure stability and protect the team from all those unseen risks. And then you've got the otter. This person is the social glue of the team, the playful, connecting profile that builds relationships, sparks collaboration, and just makes the workplace a positive place to be. Without the otter, that whole ecosystem can get pretty cold and transactional. And finally, one of my favorites, the vulture. Now, this profile is so often misunderstood, but it is absolutely vital. This is the resilient team member who doesn't just get through crises, they actually transform them into new resources and new opportunities. They find value where everybody else just sees decay. A truly resilient ecosystem needs its vultures. These are just incredible archetypes, right? But how do you make this idea more than just some fun thought exercise? Well, the solution proposed is to make these values visible through art. Yeah, the answer lies in using art as a powerful daily symbol. But look, this isn't about buying a few generic prints to decorate the walls. No way. This is about using art as a strategic tool to actively build your company's culture. So, what does a piece of art like this actually do? Well, first, it embodies your values. Instead of just another memo that gets forgotten, it's a physical thing that represents your commitment. Second, it makes those atypical, sometimes misunderstood profiles, the meerkats and the vultures, visible and truly valued. It also acts as a catalyst, opening up conversations about tough topics. And finally, it anchors this powerful ecosystem idea into the daily life of the company. So, this is clearly way more than just what's on the walls. What's the tangible impact of embedding such a powerful symbol right in your workspace? Let's break down the value it really creates. Choosing this path is a really strategic investment. By acquiring a unique piece of art, specifically from an artist with a disability, as proposed by L'Oeuvre Responsable, you are doing three things all at once. 1, you're making a concrete contribution to your diversity and inclusion goals. 2, you're investing in a unique asset. And 3, most importantly, you're giving your entire team a powerful daily reminder of the culture you're all building together.
And at the end of the day, this is the message it sends, loud and clear to every single employee, every client, and every new hire who walks through your doors. A symbol like this communicates a profound cultural shift, that we have moved way beyond simply tolerating difference. No, we are actively seeking it, because we understand that our strength, our resilience, our very survival as a business depends on it.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought, something to take back to your own team, your own corporate ecosystem. Take a good look around your organization. Think about the quiet innovators, the resilient problem solvers, the essential connectors. Who are the vultures, the meerkats, the otters on your team? Which rare species in your company have been overlooked for too long, and how can you finally bring their unique value into the light?